Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of October 10, 2021. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological week, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. So one of the most powerful occurrences that is set to take place is Mercury and Jupiter both station. It is going to be early next week that both of these planets are going to officially go direct. And so as we approach the end of the week, both of these planets, Mercury and Jupiter, are in their own right at the height of their power. And they are so in decidedly social signs. It is Mercury in the sign of partnership, and it is Jupiter that is in the sign of friendship. These very energies are going to come into focus for all of us. Now, they may be directed at different areas of life, depending on where in your chart these energies are speaking, but they are incredibly valuable to understand. And so it is going to be, as we approach the end of the week, that some of the more important celestial dynamics are going to take place. As Mercury and Jupiter station, they will do so while connecting with other power players in the sky. On Friday, Jupiter will connect with the Sun in supreme harmony. Now, I love this alignment. This truly is one of the more fortunate alignments that we see in a chart or in a sky at a given time. It represents a time of a lot of optimism, of a lot of possibility, of a lot of hope. And also it can feel as if great things find us. It feels as if we are living in alignment with greater blessings, and they have a way of showing up in a way that feels positively delightful. But there's something else happening as well under the same sky, and that is Mercury stationing opposite Chiron. Now, this is an incredibly important alignment, and we saw this alignment way back in the middle of September when Mercury went into shadow. And so in many ways, this is a repeat, and this is going to grant us an opportunity to look at what was happening in our lives way back in the middle of September, to look at it again, to look at it differently, to look at it with greater perception and greater depth. Where was it that a particular alliance with another person or a one-on-one interaction led us to feeling more vulnerable or exposed in some way? Now, there are types of vulnerability that are healthy, that are good, where we know by being vulnerable to another person, we are also safe. And by being vulnerable, we get to share things that maybe we don't necessarily share with others. And in so doing, are healed. The act of sharing itself can be profoundly healing in the right environment. However, there are also vulnerabilities that maybe heighten themselves. And so if it is that you know there are certain people that when you interact with them, they push your buttons, for example. They leave you feeling exposed in some way or uncomfortable in some way. Well, you may get a chance to look at what's really going on there. And especially if it is that a key interaction with another person took place way back in the middle of September, well, it may be now that there is a chance to have another look, to have another go in some way, to re-examine and reconsider what took place back then. And even if it is a fresh circumstance now, it will in some way be linked to what took place way back in the middle of September. And so some key one-on-one alliance with another person may feel as if it has us feeling vulnerable. And it may be that somebody else ends up projecting this outward. And so someone else feels that we are making them feel vulnerable. These are the types of scenarios that can happen at this time. And when I say that clarity is possible here, and I would even say truth is possible here, it's the truth to get to the core, to understand more deeply what's really going on, what you're really feeling, and why you're feeling what you're feeling, and to understand what this is going to suggest about a key alliance with another person and whether or not you want to move forward with it. Now, if you are one of those people, very possible now, if you're one of those people who feels like you've fallen madly in love over the last few weeks with this Mercury retrograde season, just know that this dose of honesty is going to be that much more welcome. And in some ways, it is kind of an all or nothing time. We are ending this week with it and beginning next week with it as well. In fact, it amplifies the further we get into the week. Now, on the one hand, we are being granted powerful insights into the truth of ourselves, the truth of our expectations of another. But also, we are being granted insights into the health of a particular alliance. If it's good for us, if it's not good for us, and what we can do to transform it, if anything. The fact that the sun is in the sign of Libra, trining Jupiter as well at the height of its power, does suggest that there can be events now that transpire that feel especially hopeful in some way. Now, whether that is the transformation of a particular alliance, a one-on-one bond, towards a greater optimism, towards greater hope, or whether that is a sense that because of particular opportunities showing up now, big opportunities showing up, we are understanding whom it is that really understands us, whom it is that's really on our side, whom it is that we really consider bonded to, a friend to, and whom it is that we don't. All of these types of scenarios are possible here. And either these energies are going to play out in the context of one bond, or they're going to play out in different circumstances. Regardless, we've got the energy there of supreme hope and supreme blessing, and I would even say luck. The sun trine Jupiter is very lucky. The only other thing, or not thing, celestial conversation in the sky that does speak to feeling a sense of luck, well, that of course is Jupiter conjunct the sun. It is often called the luckiest day of the year, but the sun trine Jupiter is a very close second. The fact that vulnerability and optimism are taking place simultaneously, I think, is a very powerful symbol of healing itself, a powerful symbol of having a depth of perception into whom it is that we are and what we genuinely need from the people around us, and where it is that perhaps certain alignments, certain people have served their purpose in some way, where it is that we can recognize that maybe certain people aren't good for us and certainly not good for the direction in which we are going. All of that can come to the surface now. But where it is perhaps we've been resisting, truly embracing some of the higher lessons that are being offered to us, well, this can be where those lessons present themselves, along with the genuine motivation and blessing to integrate them and move towards them more fully. The likelihood that these energies would play out in the context of love is especially strong now, and that is because Venus is active this week as well. It is going to be on Wednesday that Venus will speak in harmony with Saturn before moving on to the end of the week, speaking in harmony with Mercury. As I said earlier, Mercury at this point is stationed. It is going to be Venus that is simultaneously, while connecting with Mercury, also connecting in supreme harmony with Chiron as well. And so what that suggests is whatever may be happening, there is heart in the mix. And that is especially encouraging now. Now that heart can show up in terms of romantic love, but it can show up in other ways as well. Self-love is a very powerful way that Venus may want to speak to us and through us. And of course, the love that we share with others in all kinds of ways, the meaningful connections we have with others. Well, where it is that we desire to understand heart and love being there, well, this is where we may see that love show up. This is where we may see ourselves feeling more stable and strong within ourselves, grounded in self-love at this time. I do think that this can be a time when philosophical ideas certainly can help us as well. It is Venus moving through a decidedly philosophical sign of Sagittarius, and that is going to add that much more a sense of openness, a sense of adventure where it comes to heart-related matters, joy-related matters, but also a sense of optimism, a sense of belief that things can be better in a way that cultivates greater stability. There is a real sense now of being that much more open to each other. And that can actually be part of what magnifies some feelings of vulnerability now. But where it is that we're willing to see things philosophically, we're able to see things and willing to see things from a perspective of, regardless of what happens with another person, staying grounded in healthy self-love, being willing to understand the world around us, beginning from a place of self-love. Well, it makes whatever learning needs to transpire that much easier to integrate, that much easier to understand. As much as there is vulnerability, vulnerability can actually be a great gift because it helps us to get honest with ourselves. It doesn't mean taking on anyone else's opinion as your own, especially about you. But it does invite us to embrace a higher understanding about ourselves at the end of the day, and to decide for ourselves whom it is we're going to be. And if it is that we root that understanding in principles of love and wisdom, we really can't go wrong. What I love about this week for us, well, look, there's a lot here. Before I talk about what I love about this week, let me just say next week is really big, okay? It is a very powerful week. We are going to have a very intense sky playing out next week as well. We are going to have these Pluto squares, Pluto squaring the sun, Pluto squaring a full moon, Pluto squaring Mars, but we're also going to have a continuation of the Jupiterian energy as well, with that full moon speaking in harmony with Jupiter, with Mars speaking in supreme harmony with Jupiter. So there is a lot to look forward to, and yet there's also going to be intense energies with planets officially going forward as well. But at least for now, and at least for this week, there is a glimpse that invites us to look at how it is that things can actually be really good, how they can continue to move in a positive direction, and how it is that at a time like this, when it feels as if, yes, there is a heightened sense of exposure or vulnerability in some way, within that, we can choose to see things from a more loving perspective. And where it is that we're willing to see ourselves with eyes of love, that is when we truly become grounded in higher principles. Those principles, those philosophies, when they guide us, truly the world opens up. There is so much possibility now. With the sun trine Jupiter, that is one of the most fortunate celestial events that does take place over the course of a given year. This tends to happen about twice a year. And now here we are. We have this opportunity to in some way embrace a more optimistic understanding, not only of ourselves, but also of the partnerships that we find ourselves in. And where it is that we are also willing to be honest, even if it means exposure, we may find genuine healing takes place, allowing us to align with greater love and greater wisdom as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. What do you love about this week? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading you guys. And to prove it to you, here are some of my most recent favorite comments. Thank you to everybody who likes, who comments, who subscribes, who shares, who thumbs ups. All of it means so much. And of course, if you want to know how all this wonderful stuff this week speaks to you in your sign, now with Choose Your Membership Rate for as low as just $3 a month, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week for each and every sign at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. At NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, yes, you get those expanded weekly video scopes for each sign. Higher tiers get you unlimited access to special horoscopes, marking bigger trends. You also, with higher tiers, get things like class passes to future Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Link is in the description below. Synchronicity University, massive events taking place coming up next month, and Choose Your Tuition Rate is on right now for just another 3 weeks to go as we start this week. It truly is remarkable. We've got big dog astrologers coming to Synchronicity University this November, but also a world-renowned tarot reader. So let's start there. Author of the Kitchen Table Tarot book series, Melissa CYNOVA, the one and only Melissa CYNOVA. I absolutely love Melissa so very much. She has this understanding of tarot and has you reading the tarot cards in a way that you might have never done before. I know that she always brings this really fresh perspective, but ultimately encourages you to cultivate your own perspective as well. And as I said, she is world renowned. She is a big dog author. And the fact that we could get her at Synchronicity University, but also to get her for as low as just $5 a class, that is an unheard of rate to learn from the one and only Melissa CYNOVA. And so if you sign up before the end of October, you can choose your tuition rate as low as just $5 a class. Now, I will add, this class looks popular. And so I know a lot of you are really looking forward to this based on how many people are signing up every day. And so I'm really looking forward to a lively and fun class. I know that Melissa is an expert teacher. She's always popular wherever she teaches. I got to know her through Tarot Summer School, and I just loved her. I loved her right out of the gate. She's got a ton of Sag energy in her chart. I've got 2 planets in Sag. She's got like 7 planets in Sag. And so you know you're going to have a lot of fun with her. There's going to be salty language, but there's also going to be a really accessible way to understand each of the tarot cards. And she is going to go through each of the tarot cards, helping you to understand them differently than you did before, and more personally than you did before as well. So check out her books, check out her class. All of that links are in the description below, or visit synchronicityuniversity.com to learn from the one and only Melissa CYNOVA, coming this November at synchronicityuniversity.com. Synchronicity University November Speaker Series. Well, it is coming up right around the corner, and Choose Your Tuition Rate is in full effect until the end of October only. This really is going to be a smash. We've got huge astrologers joining us. I don't like to play favorites, but I gotta say, this is one of my favorites because of the truly impressive names we have here, the brilliant topics we have here. I think it is going to be so much fun this November and into early December as well. So this really is the last batch of classes we are going to have for this year, for 2021, before we enter 2022. So there's so much to look forward to here. So let's talk about some of these incredible teachers that we have coming up. We have got the one and only Rachel Lang. She is the author of Modern Day Magic, 8 Simple Rules for Adding Magic into Your Life and Living a More Magical Life. I'll link to her bio and stuff below. I'll be publishing an interview with her very soon, perhaps just before this video is up. But you'll get to see that there is a very good reason that she is so renowned as an astrologer. And yes, she's going to be teaching on timing financial decisions, which I think a lot of people out there are going to be able to appreciate and are going to find very practical use out of timing financial decisions with astrology. I know I'm really looking forward to that class, and she's the perfect person to teach it. We have Louise Eddington, and Louise is going to be talking about your personal Venus star. And so this is looking at the conjunction of the Sun and Venus, the most recent one that took place before your birth, and the 5-pointed star and how that plays out in your chart and what that says about you and relationships and how you connect with other people, all very Venusian topics. It's just so perfect. Now be on the lookout for my interview with her, because in that interview, she does give you some insight into what to look forward to with this class. But we also talk about the upcoming Venus retrograde season. Now that is going to be a power punch, let me tell you. I know I'm already thinking about and wanting to put together a Venus retrograde special for you guys as well. People have already been reaching out and asking me about this, because I think we intuitively know there's this huge Venus cycle coming up as we move into next month and Venus goes into shadow. So we got a chance to touch on that as well. So be on the lookout for that interview. And yes, you can learn from her as well as part of the November speaker series. We are going to have Nico, son of Celine, a YouTube astrology and tarot superstar. I'm so excited about having Nico on my channel, and also because on my channel with the interview I did with him, which is coming up soon, but also teaching at my school. I think that is so exciting. I came across Nico's work some 9 years ago. His channel was just starting out, and I just thought, this guy is going to be huge. This guy is going to be a star. And I've been so proud to see this massive growth that's been taking place for him. And he really has this very dedicated following as well. So I know a lot of you have said, oh my God, Nico and Nadiya, my favorite astrologers. And now look, here he is coming to Synchronicity University. Such a treat to have this big dog astrologer join us. And he's going to be helping us to understand our sacred gifts and aligning with our sacred gifts. Now, we also have the one and only April Elliott Kent. April Elliott Kent, again, a huge big dog astrologer who I absolutely love. Now, she is really a world-renowned astrologer. She's known widely in the community and in the field as well. Now, April is also so loving. I know that any class that she teaches not only has so much knowledge, but it's also a really good time. So I think that you'll enjoy yourself. And she's going to be talking about eclipses in astrology. So that is a that's a topic that there's a lot of enthusiasm for, that I think a lot of people are going to get so much out of, looking at eclipses in astrology, especially through the eyes and taught by the expertise of April Elliott Kent. And finally, we have the one and only Nicole Garceau, my fellow Canadian Nicole Garceau. She is a former elite athlete. She is so filled with wisdom and knowledge, and she is out there doing her thing in astrology. And I'm so proud of her and all the gains that she's made as well. Well, she'll be teaching on developmental age and helping us to understand certain key turning points in a life, what markers we can look at to understand when important events took place in a person's past, and also what important events are set to come up in the future, helping us to understand certain age phases, developmental ages, and what that means for us. And she also has this really incredible understanding of the ages of humanity. And so I just think she's going to offer this incredible class that's going to help you to understand your own chart, to see your past, but also to understand what could be coming up. Big turning points in life is what she likes to look at with this technique of developmental age. So have a look at all of this. Check it out at synchronicityuniversity.com. As low as just $5 a class until the end of October only. We are already in full swing in October. We're moving towards mid-October, so there really is very little time left. But I hope that you will sign up. I've seen a lot of enthusiasm for these talks, and that makes me so very happy. So yes, check out these incredible classes, these incredible speakers, as low as just $5 a class for a limited time at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links are in the description below. Kabbalah Astrology with Rachel Schwartz is underway. It is in full swing. But I did want to tell you about the class that's coming up this week that I think a lot of people out there are going to love. It is looking at sex and soulmates from a Kabbalah astrology perspective. This is one class that I'm really going to try to make live because this is a very interesting topic. I love the lens, the mystical lens of Kabbalah astrology. And you add to it helping us to understand soulmates and the connections that we make with others and what that means. Well, I think that it is likely that you're going to get a fresh perspective, the perspective of Kabbalistic astrology that maybe you hadn't considered before. And now single classes are available for Rachel's classes, and you can check out the link in the description below or visit synchronicityuniversity.com to sign up for this incredible class coming up this week, Astrology, Sex, and Soulmates with the one and only Rachel Schwartz at synchronicityuniversity.com. My own classes with Synchronicity University are in full effect. It was this weekend that we had the first of 4 classes on the MidHeaven in astrology. That class went over 3 hours and is available as a single class download now. And it is going to be coming up this week that we are going to have a class on the 9th house and planets in the 9th house. So we are going to look at tenants, planets, some asteroids, some chart points, helping you to understand what those placements mean. The 9th house, hello world. So that is part 2. Coming up later on this autumn session, we've got incredible classes set to take place. How to write horoscopes, Pallas-Athena, power couples, more on the midheaven, and so much more. All of this through my classes at synchronicityuniversity.com. Mayan astrology is now available for pre-order through Amazon. This is so exciting, whether you want it in English, whether you want it in Spanish. Mayan astrology with my friend YURIRIA Robles. I'm so excited to present this to you. Now, how pre-orders through Amazon work is that you go onto the website and the ebook is priced really low. It's priced at just $6.99. And what happens is you sign up, you will get a receipt, but you won't be charged until the book officially is released on November 11th. And when the book is released, you sort of simultaneously get charged and get sent the ebook version. Now, the hard copy is not available for pre-order, but will be available on November 11th and moving forward from there. Whether you want the book in English or Spanish, either are good. So what happens is you get the receipt, you forward it to my team using the contact form on my website, nadiyashah.com. And once you do that, well, then you will be on the list. And on November 11th, once the book is officially released, you will get awesome gifts valued at $70. What you're going to get is a download of the talk that YURIRIA did on the Mayan astrology signs, the Mayan sun signs, that she did for the Embracing the Community conference that took place in mid-September. So you're going to get that download, and you'll also get access to a live class that YURIRIA is going to do on compatibility, and that is coming up in late November. So be on the lookout for exact dates, exact times. If you can't join us live, you'll get the download. But yes, that is a $70 value, all of that for just $6.99, which also includes the ebook version that you get directly from Amazon. Once again, it's available in English and Spanish, and through Amazon, only the ebook version is available for pre-order, but you don't get charged until November 11th. So I hope that you will join us. I hope you'll support this incredible endeavor and a chance to see the Mayan signs and your sun sign differently through a Mayan perspective. And I hope you absolutely love it. This book is so near and dear to my heart because I think YURIRIA is brilliant and I love her so much because those of you who know me right now, I'm visiting Canada, but if you've been watching me for a while, you know I have called Mexico home for 9 years now, almost 9 years now. And so this is just one way of giving back, of expressing how much the spirituality of that land means to me. And the fact that I get to share that with you, it just means so much. And of course, I hope you love it. I hope you get a whole lot out of it, seeing your sun sign differently, seeing compatibility differently as well, through a perspective of Mayan wisdom. And like I said, the ebook is priced really low at just $6.99. So check out Mayan astrology. Reserve your pre-order now directly through Amazon at synchronicitypublications.com. Link is in the description below. Synchronicitypublications.com. Well, look, I know holiday season is right around the corner. I'm already so excited about it. For the next 3 weeks only, you can get signed copies of my books that come with gifts, that come with add-ons that are very exciting. And it is this 3-week time period that you can get these books that really is going to be for the holiday season. So if it is that you have people in your life who do appreciate my work, well, thank you so much to you and to all of them out there. Yes, signed copies of my book are going to be shipped out at the very end of the month on Halloween. And these are my previous 4 books that are available for individual sale. So you can go to synchronicitypublications.com and you can check out the 4 different books I have. You can see them back there. Mayan astrology, now that is the advanced copy. Those are all sold right now. I'm hoping to get them from Purelator any moment now. Fingers are crossed. There were delays in printing, and I'm so sorry to those of you who did order the advanced copy, but that is going to be shipped out very shortly. And so I hope that you love it when you get it, but that is not going to be available, at least not in the immediacy. This is for my first 4 books. We're looking at Astrology Realized, which is understanding the history and philosophy of astrology, the development of it, along with how to do basic natal chart reading. My second book is called The Body and the Cosmos. This is me taking the ideas of Plato that he presents in his book Timaeus and applying it to an astrological sky. My third book is called Prayers to the Sky. It's like astrological magic light, and it helps you to understand some of the origin myths. And there are prayers in there as well, from like the Homeric hymns and the Orphic hymns, and also affirmations and things that I've written to help you to forge a personal connection with these planets that are an expression of the different parts of you. And my fourth book is called The Universe is Wise and Loving, and this is looking at the nodes of the moon in astrology. We go through the sign, the house placements, we look at planets and aspect to the nodes as well. So all of this to look forward to where it comes to the books that I offer. If you want signed copies along with some extras, well, you can get those right now for a very limited time, 3 weeks only, at synchronicitypublications.com. Link is in the description below. And finally, you can get my take on your unique birth chart by checking out my partnership with Cosmogram. At Cosmogram, you go onto their website, you enter in your birth data, and within hours, you'll be sent a PDF of your birth chart along with my interpretation of the different planetary aspects playing out there. If you go onto their website, you also can see a sample report, and that'll help you to understand and know exactly what it is that you're going to get. So check it out, my partnership with Cosmogram. Thank you to everybody who has already ordered this. So very grateful for you. Link is in the description below. And thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your trust. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Whatever part of your spiritual journey that I play, whether you're a student of Synchronicity University, whether you're a reader of one of my books at Synchronicity Publications, whether it is that you are a friend and fan of my work here on YouTube, or you connect with me on social media, each and every one of you, thank you. I'm so very grateful for you. And thank you again for watching. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.